It's just you loosening the guy up. Does the test start before you actually said the test started?
No, the test starts once it starts, and as a polygraph examiner, the only thing that I utilize in determining whether a person is being deceptive or truthful are the charts. But I do need to establish a rapport. I establish a rapport. I try to make friends with the person. I try to put the person at ease by explaining the process, answering their questions, and taking the mystery out of the polygraph. It also gains confidence where a lot of people that are guilty will confess prior to the polygraph for what's known as fear of detection. Uh-oh, this guy's telling me this thing works, and he's explaining to me, and he's showing me the reasons why. You know what? Maybe I better cut a deal here. So a lot of times we'll get confessions before the polygraph even starts.
Interesting, and because you're basically telling them you can't lie to the machine because it's an involuntary, using a different part of your brain. And
Right.
there are ways to beat it, but I know it's extremely difficult to beat.
I'm sorry, countermeasures are something that people will advertise on the internet or post. The only problem with countermeasures is it's very obvious to a trained examiner that you're employing countermeasures.
Ah, right.
So countermeasures, by doing things with your body, are not easy to do unless you've been trained by the military. So in case you're captured in Iraq, you're not a spy, but you're really a civilian contractor. But that takes years of training. So if I come in and I say, oh, I read this on the internet and I'm going to do this or that or control my breathing or squeeze my butt cheeks, that's an instant fail.
So you'll notice, yeah.
We notice it right away.
Wow.
Yeah. And people will do drugs. They'll take all sorts of medicines that they don't disclose as a countermeasure. But then once again, we look at it. Yeah. Well, the tack in the shoe will cause you to fail. Because once you cause yourself pain, you're going to cause a reaction. But people will smoke pot. They'll take sedatives. But it's obvious when I'm looking at the charts that you are less reactive. And I don't know if you heard, but I asked him, what kind of medicines do you take? What medical conditions do you have?
Right.
So I know when I'm looking at a chart, he has a little bit of anxiety, but he's not taking meds. So I know how he should be reacting.
I'm sorry, didn't the Lutzes pass a polygraph from the Amityville Horror, or is that a myth?
I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the polygraph on that.
And where's the courts with these tests?
Okay, so polygraphs have been around for almost 100 years. Today, polygraphs are admissible in court itself in approximately 20 states, as well as the federal government and federal immigration court. But polygraphs are used here in New York State. I'm on the expert roster for the city of New York, as well as for criminal and state Supreme Court. And what we do is we utilize polygraphs to adjudicate cases before they go to trial. So, for example, a kid was arrested for selling heroin to a narcotics cop. And the kid's story was, I found 20, and this is a true case, I found $20 on the floor, and the next thing I know, I pick it up, and a cop jumps out of the bushes and locks me up, says, you sold me heroin. Well, the district attorney said, I don't like this cop because every kid he arrests tells the same story. How many kids are going to make up the same story? So she encouraged him to have his defense lawyer get a polygraph, which he did. The kid passed it. So now the cop is under investigation, and the kid's free. So we utilize it outside of the courtroom, but between defense attorney and district attorney to get to the bottom of things.
Because they kind of know how accurate it is despite the legality of...
Well, the district attorney has a polygraph unit. The NYPD has a polygraph unit. The federal government has over 600 polygraph examiners on their payroll. The polygraphs are probably one of the most utilized and famous law enforcement tools.
Yeah. With that said, we got Anthony's brother on the line. Who wants him desperately.
Oh, I remember this one.
Brother Joe, what's up? You got Daniel Ribicoff.
Daniel Ribicoff. The only thing I can tell you is that I beat it. I'm not a professional. I don't know any more than the average person. But I told myself before taking the test, and I don't want to get into details of why I had to be tested.
Sure. That you really did think she was over the age of 8?
I swear, she looked at least 12. What I did was basically in the examination room, I stared straight ahead at a doorknob, and answered all the questions completely falsely. I mean, I had a lie. Flat out lie to beat it, and nothing, and I was passed. I mean, it could have been the examiner.
That's
as good as some other examiners, but it was a very popular polygraph company here on the island in Nassau County.
How long ago was that?
it was a company. I mean, it was a,
No, how long was it, Joe? Ago.
had to be about 20 years ago.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure a lot's gone on.
Have changed,
since then.
sure.
Yeah,
But,
the technology has changed.
It was a matter of keeping it in your head that there's no way this machine is going to be able to tell whether or not my mind is telling the truth.
Well,
It's all physiological changes. I mean, that's what triggers these machines. What makes the results that come up on the graphs on these machines. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what makes.
No, it
that's
is.
what makes true or false, correct, or guilty or not guilty. And I just kept telling myself, there's no way.
Right. Well, there's a lot to it. A lot has changed in the past 20 years. If you think cell phones, we had cell phones that were glued to your car, and now you have them that you can't even find them in your pocket. So technology has advanced. Computerized polygraphs are out. Techniques, formulation of questions have changed, where now the scientific accuracy in a study of field exams versus laboratory created situations has shown it to be 98% accurate. So
Wow.
Is the
Sold
questioning,
2% Joe.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but is the questioning still based on yes and no answers?
yeah, they're always yes or no. They're reviewed with the examinee prior. And once again, question formulation is certain other scoring questions that we ask. So it's come a long way, and now we understand a little more about the brain with the advent of functioning MRI scans, that different parts of the brain are utilized.
Let me jump in. So you believe that people could, lie through this whole thing, right?
Some people are more...
What would be the percentage, though?
It's a small percent, and once again, by a trained examiner utilizing proper procedures and modern equipment, it's very difficult to defeat.
Will they ever get it to where it's 100% accurate, you think? Or
Well, nothing in science is 100%. If you take a mammogram, it's not 100%. If you go for a blood screening, it's not
give them.
100%. Yeah.
All right, Joe, you liar.
All right, Joey.
Yeah, Joe, come in
must
for a
be the
test.
anomaly.
I'll take care of you. No problem. Come on in.
Still don't think. I would definitely do it at a future date. I still don't feel like yes or no answers are going to give you guilty or not guilty.
What was one
accurately.
of the
That's my
questions? Did
opinion.
you ever have sex with a goat? And did you answer nah?
Oh, look out. Look out.
why would Joe say nah?
I get it, because that would make me. I get it.
Joe didn't get it.
Later, Joe.
See you, man.
Okay. So where are we at?
That was a big one.
wanna bring Derek in, or?
Lufthansa heist he was talking about, by the way.
yes.
Yeah.
He went security. Go looking at
You're
him.
looking at him.
You want to bring Derek in at this point? Or?
Yes, let's
I
bring
think we've...
Derek in.
Bring in the examinee.
The
Yeah,
examinee?
the examinee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we set Derek up close to the table, or...
Yeah.
Might as well. Make
Yeah.
it easy.
Under it.
Here he comes.
Derek, sit over near Danny, or
There you go.
take his mic, whatever.
Cool.
You don't have to leave Danny. He can stand right there.
Well, Derek, how do you think... Yeah, put your headphones on. Put them on like Jimmy if you want.
Well, ask him first, how'd you feel in there, in general?
Yeah. How'd you feel in there?
A little anxious.
Anxious?
Not
yeah.
gonna lie, no.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And how do you think you did? None of us know, by the way, yet.
I believe some questions I may have showed I was telling the truth, and some questions I was telling a lie.
Why would you have showed you were telling a lie if you're being
Yeah.
truthful?
I was being truthful, but you know what I mean? My breathing, I noticed my breathing was changing a little differently.
But it's also brain function, muscle
function, yeah.
reflex.
Like I said, the breathing might show that I was lying, but the brain function will show that I was telling the truth.
one of the questions I already forgot, you answered differently.
Yeah,
than
you
when
answered
we asked
differently.
you, so that one right there was a lie.
Which one was this?
I think it was the body scar ones.
Oh, right, the chest
No,
scar.
yeah. I mean, like I said I had scars, but they were like discoloration, shit like that, and they may have disappeared because they were there for a very long time.
What? And then what happened? They just disappeared on the way in yesterday?
I don't think they just disappeared on the way in yesterday.
But yesterday when we asked you, you're like, oh, yeah,
Yeah,
scars
yeah.
on my chest. Like,
I
you were
think you
pretty
impl-
damn confident you had a scar on your chest.
And I think you were implying yesterday that they were there
Yep.
and, they were from these robberies or assaults.
No, listen, they were there. They were there. I'm not saying that, I've never had them. They were there. I know they were there.
And then you said maybe it wasn't 40 times that you were robbed.
No, it's probably not 40 times. Like I said, that was
Just,
a rounded number.
Rounded number. I liked this, too, by the way. He said that he was robbed 40 times, and 99% of the people that robbed you were black.
No, they were.
Okay. Do you realize that you need 100 people to rob you for one person to not be black. So a half a person, you can't get 99% of 40 people and have a full person. You were robbed by a fraction of a person.
He was half black, half white.
Yes. It's Gary Coleman.
It just mathematically didn't work out. I
Yeah.
just found that funny.
I'm not good at math.
deceiving, just kind of funny.
No, I was never good at math.
It was nice hearing you and the investigator talk, though. They're just
Like you were
two
two
gentlemen
guys
of a
talking
similar
about criminal
Yeah.
justice and shit like that. It was kind
You
of.
you guys had everything in the
Oh, hell, what do you think? We're just going to leave you alone in there and not put it on the show? We've heard everything you said.
Yeah, you just had a great segment, man.
Yeah.
nice. Good to know.
Yeah.
All right. So what? Should we do this?
I think so.
Yeah. Let's now see what the results were.
Yes.
All right. So